Here I, okay, I'm trying very hard this day in this studio to be calm. I have one, I call him a thought leader. He doesn't like it, and that's fine. Perception is a powerful thing. But I have the thought leader in the studio. And again, I'm drinking tea and coffee. It's been a while, okay, since virtual recording that I've had someone in the studio drinking tea and coffee together. And I'm expecting for this conversation to be deep. If he decides to be, because Guy can be just... I don't know why you're laughing. Welcome to Mindfulness with Michelle, the podcast. All right, so the first time I read about this person, I'll say his name, because I know that all the alagbaras of where he had come from, he has come from Denny, the first time I was just reading, it was Damilola Gunteribo who was always posting, and then I followed Facebook, and I was like, okay, this guy, let's see, Sha. And then one day he talks about broadcasting and some interesting thing about broadcasting, and I was like, yeah, this person understands what it means to go through the ropes. But he's here today. Adedayo Oderinu.
Should I go on with the rest of it?
Please go ahead.
Call me Omo, let's say the second part.
Please go ahead.
Say Olofa Mojo, Ola Lomi Abishu Ko Kali Kata Kitiro. Oh, you're damn correct.
Touch you guys. All right, so I have Adedayo Oderinu, and we've become friends. So I reached out to him after a particular post, and that post we're talking about today. And I said, wow, we need to have these conversations. And parenting, being a human is challenging enough, but then there's such social constructs in life, and especially in our case, Nigeria, that just slows us down. And we've been at this don't worry, we'll do better. Oh no, you can't. Yeah. Anyway, Isha surprised me, and we're in the studio and we're recording today. Inflation blood. So let's start. My first question to you is: are you a traveler or a tourist in your journey in life?
Tourist.
A tourist. Explain that, please.
Well, I think you shouldn't just pass through life. Mm-hmm. The traveler will just pass through. Mm-hmm. A tourist wants to savour the beauty of every moment. Yeah. You want to taste the people, you want to taste the food, you want to taste so many things. You want to draw in the essence of the world. Mm-hmm. So I'm a tourist. I want to explore life. I want to see all of the angles to it. I want to see the beauty. I want to see the downs, the lows. I say all the time that I'm restless because I want to feel new things. I want to feel. Let me just say feel. Yeah. I want to feel. So I love to explore. I don't just want to pass through life. I want to do life. I want to do life. Like years to come, they should say this guy was there.
Yeah.
This guy was there. So I'm a tourist. I'm a traveler.
Yeah.
I tour life. I explore life. That's why I've been. How many careers now? I think
3 careers. Oh my God.
And I know before I leave this realm, I'll see the city. I'm sure.
Heck about me. 3 more. Why?
I'll do more. Because I'm restless. I get tired too often. A friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, would say Dayo has an attention span of a mosquito. Said he does this thing for 1 year and he tells you, Jenny, I'm tired. I just want to do something different. I want to feel new things. I want to meet new people or to experience other dimensions to life.
How does you being a tourist impact your daily living?
I guess okay, that's thoughtful. That's quite thoughtful. Daily, this is what I do. I feel that everything I do daily should soak in the essence of that day. No day should pass without me being able to make sense of how the day passed. It should not just pass. I shouldn't go back to my bed at night and say, today was just today. Something must happen today. I remember that, okay, I did something this worldwide today. So I practice mindfulness every. Okay, this is where I disagree with most people. I do not think emotions should drive. Because that way my days will pass and I won't remember what happened. So I always tell people, if I tell you you're stupid, I thought about it for days. I concluded that this person is stupid. And then someday the opportunity presented itself, and then I'll say, oh, guy, you're stupid. And take me to stupid, I'll repeat it. Because I concluded, I had a reason that this person must be stupid. And I had my reasons. Daily, I feel this should not just roll by. People do not know that 365 days a year, say you're going to do 10 years, that's 3,650 days, 20.
You of all people know I'm extremely mathematically challenged. So that.
We'll stop on 365. So 365 days a year. Before you know it, this is 2024. We have done 31.
Of
31 days. Already on 365. When was that time we were saying Happy New Year?
I don't know, 31 days ago.
So I should be soaking in every day. I should be intentional about my day because I want to feel life. I want to know what life is. I don't want to sleep at night and feel, did I do right by myself today?
Oh, wow. You were giving me gems that I'm probably going to use on my coaching clients or my coach clients. Like, did I do... You're useful, I think. And this is broadcasting. Be careful, you. Right? Okay, so, yeah, did I do right by myself today?
Yeah.
That is a legit question, especially for those who are in my community. And when I say my community, people who are living with mental health questions. And if you have my kind of personality that if I don't run through what I've done through the day, I won't sleep. There has to be a closure. I'll give you a very mundane example. When I was leaving work yesterday, I still had bread at home, like maybe 2-3 slices. Yes, I baked my bread. And I said to myself, I need to bake 2 more loaves for today or for the weekend. So I got home. Give what?
Black Images bread. Lagos is not where I was coming from.
Go away. And then I got home late and I was truly tired. But you see, I needed that melancholy moment with myself. Yes, I had, because kneading is so therapeutic to me, cooking definitely, but kneading bread for 10-15 minutes with your hand and just sitting in your head or listening to music or listening to a book. And I did that. And when I did that, I put it in the oven, it finished, and I was gone. So, not gone, like I slept, that's what I mean. So yeah, I understand what that means. So now, here's going to be my third question to you. Now, this, you being a tourist, how does it impact your relationship with people and yourself?
Okay, I'll describe it the way some of my friends describe me. They think Dayo lacks emotions. Yeah. Why? Because every human relationship must make sense. Must make sense. There has to be a reason. Okay, let me say this. While we're much younger, you'd say when you get your first girlfriend, when you guys sit and she's asking you, why do you love me? Some of those boys that time will tell us, just there, you don't know that my love for you. Because of course, women, you love those.
You don't generalize.
Little nothing.
Yeah.
So,
right.
But I grew up to find that the days must add up to a month. The months must add up to a year. The years must add up to a life. Do you understand? So I feel that anybody walks their way into my life, they must have a purpose. So if you come in, I don't do emotional connections basically. If I have an emotional connection with you, there must be a common sense connection. There must be something beneath the emotions that give me closure, that make me aware that this person has a role to play in my life. So I think that people just pack in all kinds of people, and then these people come in, they mess up their lives. But I feel if you pick, this person is right to be inside my life, this person is right to be in my life, this person is right to be in my life, it all adds up to a general image. So my approach to relationships with people is, first I want to be sure you are doing the right things with your life, and I want to be serious with you. Yes, really. I want to be sure that your goals align with mine. You understand? But if you're going to be traveling different directions, I'll go this way, you go this way. Why should we be in a relationship? Why? Why should you be my friend?
Fair question. Fair question.
Why should you be in my life? No, you shouldn't be. You get. But I think that, of course, as we all know, people get into your life, mess up your head, because you don't deliberately find the people that suit your journey. You're not deliberate. That's
I called him a thought leader. He says no.
I don't like to be that.
Okay, go ahead. Don't let me. Just go ahead. Yeah.
So, if you pick the people who come into your life, you are sure their journey aligns with yours. You can deliberately tell yourself that, okay, this is another way I like to look at it. If a relationship with someone breaks down, if the relationship I had with someone breaks down, I need to be able to tell myself that, well, the relationship broke down, but I was not wrong having a relationship with them. Do you understand? I was with a friend yesterday, and while we were conversing, we talked about someone. Something happened. I had a fair assessment of that person before having a relationship with them. Now, years later, our relationship broke down. And then I saw a video where he played a part in an event. When I was telling this my friend that what pained me the most was that I made an error of judgment.
Right?
Do you understand? I made a very fatal error of judgment.
So do you give yourself room for error at all?
Yeah, I do, but it's not so, it's marginal. Very tiny.
Why?
Because I think that if I make too many fatal errors, I end where I don't go.
Fair.
Do you understand? So I don't beat myself up here.
Okay.
But I'm extremely cautious before going in.
I know that.
I feel that, like I always tell people, if you were friends with someone and the relationship breaks down, the contribution was 50-50. The other person who messed you up paid 50%. You yourself paid 50%. Because if there's a knock on your door and then you open the door, it was 50-50.
It was 50-50.
Someone knocked.
Fair.
Someone opened. Do you understand? So that's why I'm always extremely cautious. I feel, okay, sort them out well.
Yeah.
Be sure they are right to be in your life.
Okay.
And then keep them in your life. You get it?
Yeah.
If you then have regrets in future, you're able to tell yourself that at least I made a common sense decision allowing them into my life. You get it? So that's the way I like to look at it. I like to be intentional with the kinds of people I keep, the kinds of relationships I say, okay, this person is my friend, this person is my colleague, this person is my partner, this person is my business partner. There are definitions. You understand? So for me, I feel that being a tourist, going through life, doing life, understanding life, experiencing life, it requires that you are intentional with the relationships you keep, with the steps you take, with the thoughts you have. They must add together to form a general image
of who you are.
Who you are and where you want to end. You get it?
So much
It's not mathematical, so I'm sure you understand.
Okay, is this a gang of Botsumishe Day or something? Okay, that's well, I want to continue on this train of thought. So before we go to that post that you and I connected on, let me ask this last question on whether you're traveling on tourist.
Okay.
How did you get to this point that you are able to define your image through all that you've said? And I'll explain what I mean. For a long time, I didn't know how not to take things personally. And what I mean by that is when, just like you, when something happens, okay, what did I do? What was my part? What is not my part? And I always feel like, oh, I had seen some. I don't want to use red flags, but for this, I had seen some things that didn't, that didn't tally with my personal values, but I had gone ahead anyways. When did you come to this place that we were speaking about now?
Okay.
Who broke your heart? That's the who broke your heart.
Life, really. Life.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it was accidental. It was accidental. And what happened? When I was to get into a higher institution, all I wanted was, I love animals.
All
I
right.
just wanted to be in a profession where I would raise dogs, raise goats, raise pigs, raise this and that. That was
God.
what I wanted.
Oh God, really only leave it. It is well. All right, go ahead.
And then I was discussing with my dad, and then he said, "Oh, you should do something more meaningful with your life." I said, okay, so what should I do? He said something engineering-ish, medicine-ish, stuff like that. So he counseled, in quotes, me to go in the way of engineering.
Okay. Your dad.
Yeah.
We know. We
So
know. I just wanted to be out there.
My late dad.
Yeah.
Your dad's colleague.
I know. It's so unfair that it is today that you are telling me. It's like when you told me outside, I'm like, what?
He's your dad's colleague.
Yeah, they are colleagues, but you're just telling me after what, 7-8 months? Go ahead. Yeah.
So I got in school, and then one of those classes, I was asking myself, like, should you be here? So I sort of imagined the future in engineering, but that was not a complete process. I got into the engineering profession, and then I found that it was so fulfilling. I go to work every day, I was making money, I was interacting with people, but that was not me. So I was in a journey of, let me tell you this, after my engineering profession, I left the first one, got into the second one. I still didn't find that fulfilling. The second project was much larger, was a bigger project, was multi-million. And then I was still not finding that fulfillment. And then I shut down. I just shut myself out.
Oh, wow.
And then I was on that journey of self-discovery for a year and a half.
Damn it.
And what I was doing was, I would just sleep and wake up and reflect on my life. So at that time, I learned almost everything there was to learn. I was soaking in too many things. I taught myself web design. I taught myself social media marketing. I was learning too many. I was soaking them in. I learned liquid soap making. I learned cake baking. I learned bead making. I learned because I wanted to draw in so much so that I could then sit down and tell myself, okay, this is it. This gives me peace. So along the line, I met a certain young man, Bimbola Deone. Probably I've heard the name. So my dad was like, okay, I met a guy and he said he could get you into a better engineering profession. Well,
Yeah, well, it's your dad. Yeah.
I said, well, I'll meet him. So I met him in Lagos, CTFM precisely. No, not CTFM, Top Review.
No. Yeah.
I met him there and then we discussed. And at the end of that discussion, he asked me, Dayo, God bless that guy. He asked me, Dayo, are you looking to get into the engineering profession or something else? I said, why? He said, your conversation tells me you don't love engineering. I said, well, I don't. So why'd you come? I said, well...
My daddy said I should come.
And then I thought I was going to meet someone new. Because I'm still soaking in so many things. I'm still trying to decide what is right for me. And then he said, okay, you want to try out broadcasting? I said, not bad. Let's see how it goes. So it was to start the show in Bali. So I went over and then we got there. Now, note one thing. The moment you start to move deliberately, even nature aligns in your favor. Yeah. The moment you are on the journey you should be on, there's a way things align. It's not spiritual.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, so I understand exactly what you're saying, but I don't want to, just, yeah.
So, and then we met in Ibadan, and then we were supposed to start this show. I was supposed to just sit in and observe. And then we got there, and then he said, the station owner just said the show has run in two languages, Yoruba and English. Now, I say this with all sense of pride. I have an excellent and impeccable command of Yoruba language.
We know.
Allow me boast.
Yes, you already boasted at the beginning. You already boasted at the beginning of the show by saying I can't say my oriki to say. I don't even know my orikis. I have it written. Boast. Go ahead.
So I and then said, this one said the show has run in two languages, Yoruba and English. Abimbola Adewale could not speak Yoruba language to save his life. So he said, what do we do by? We were two guys who were there to sing. And then he said, okay, which one of you can write a script in Yoruba? I said, a script. I've not written one before, but how hard can it be? Let's have it. And then he told me what the show would be about. And I took my pen and paper. I did the script. I said, okay, there's a studio, let's go record. And we went there. We recorded my first program promo ever. And it was the bomb.
I hate this was but it's good that it's going this way so we can have the other discussion, because I'm going to, like, even if it's 4 episodes I get out of easy before you run away. But okay, so I hate that you and I have almost the same story into broadcasting. Hello, who's older? Because when was this time that you met Bimbo? You can stop radio. That's the way.
That was wait. While you were already in broadcast, I was doing something else.
Yeah, we are saying.
I was reading this.
Okay, so this script writing story is almost like a photocopy of what happened to me when I was 17, 18. So my cousin, yeah.
It's okay to call you an ancestor in this profession.
Keep quiet.
Yeah, really.
So my cousin Lola Omopeloye at the time. Oh no, she was already married, and she was serving with AIT, and AIT was, of course, we all know, foremost, blah blah blah, and we were in there, and they needed a script writer. Mind you, I just came out of secondary school. I didn't know I was losing my life. I just went to visit her where she was serving. And I said, oh, excuse me, what's that about? And it locked me in a room, gave me the title, and I started writing. And that's how I got into broadcasting. Simple. Like, I was just writing, and I left there to MITV, and then... But it's interesting to... I like that because of what you said about once you are supposed to be on your journey, everything would align.
Yeah.
If you are on that right journey, every freaking thing will really align.
It's just like deciding that you're going to buy a change, for example.
Ha! That's the vehicle I want to buy. Yeah. Yeah. The red. Yeah.
From that day, the cars you see passing on the road,
It will be
largely green-colored Toyota Hilux. Somehow your vision gets tuned to seeing opportunities in that direction. So
we have a prophet in here.
let me just finish that.
Yeah.
So I got in and then it felt like, oh, this is life. I should be here. The interactions with the audience, the interactions in the studio, and then the prospects I saw, the things I could do with this particular thing. So I told my dad, I said, okay, I found the thing. He said, what's the thing? I said, don't worry, you'll find out.
You'll find out.
And then I started. He didn't believe at first. And then the first year, he just called me and said, yeah, we are not able to go back to school, Sha. Can you go back and take a degree in
Mass communication? Yeah.
He said, bro, my journey will be later. And then I was going one deliberate step after another, one thing after the other. So much of the time, I found that being deliberate required swimming against the tide. Yeah, and I found a way to do that from the time I was trying to get a career for myself. So it was my career that defined intentionality for me.
Oh.
It defined intentionality for me. So I knew how to remove what I didn't want in my life. So from there on, it just went. Okay, I had a relationship when I first started broadcasting.
Relationship?
Yeah. Let me just.
Exactly.
I wasn't married.
So I needed to understand that.
Yeah. I had a lady I was looking at, and I liked her a lot. But I was in a decision
phase. Yeah, you're like, yeah.
Marriage was not even part of what I was thinking. Was very far from it. So, and then I found that our dreams had more to do with making money and traveling through life. And I told myself,
I don't want to travel.
No. If I travel through life, I'll be very old already. I'd have toured life, and then I'll then decide that okay, this is time to do cruise control.
It's not cruise
This person
control.
wants to do cruise control. She wants to just enjoy the good life. And I said, no, I'm on a journey, so I can't be with you. And it was painful, but it was the first major step I took on my journey of intentionality. I just told myself, no, our journeys do not align. She's doing fine, I'm doing fine, but we should not be in the same boat. You understand? It was just like something I posted recently. I said, there are people, successful people, that should not be in your journey because they mess you up. But it's not enough to say that person is successful, so I should be working with them. No. They could be successful, but the two of you could be
antithetical to your life's journey.
You understand? So they draw you back. So it was that clarified what my journey had to be. So I sank myself into it. It was that made it clear to me that while a lot of my friends were internet fraudsters, I have a lot of friends who became internet fraudsters. Old guys, big guys now, they have a lot of money. But I told myself, no, this is not what I want to do. Yeah, it would bring money. It was not even a moral question for me. It was a life question for me. Will your life at the end of it be just about the money? It won't be. It won't be. So I stepped away. Do you know, at a point in my life, a friend bought me a laptop and a phone. I said, let's start doing this together. And I told him, guy, this is not my journey. On this journey I'm going, I'll still make a lot of money. So it doesn't matter when the money comes in. What matters is I'll be fulfilled while I'm on the journey. I'll have that fulfillment. You know? So that's just it for me. It was the career that defined it for me and made it clear to me what my generation. Let's go.
How did that land for you? Because I'm taking notes.
Okay.
I'm taking notes. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people that are listening.
Okay. Well, we're just two here.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you. How did that land? So I'm having so much fun, and I really. So let me let you guys into one thing. This was not what we're supposed to talk about.
Yeah.
This was not what we're supposed to talk about. But as you can see, being in the moment of anything, any moment that you are, any place that you are, life will just flow like water. Of course, be intentional, and if you want to be as neurotic as him, that's fine too. I'm not, isn't it? All right. So, if you wanted to, talk to someone now, and I'm not even going to go whether a younger, older, or that, and everything that is in between. If you wanted to speak with someone who is in between life, you understand what I'm saying? Just like you said, you were in between decisions, just that in between life. What would you be saying to them?
I'll say this. My formula to life is quite simple. I say that first of all, sit down and ask yourself where you want to end. See the end from the start, so that you know the road that takes you there. Take for example, I use the example a lot on one of my radio programs. If you be going to Kaduna, what you have in your mind is Kaduna.
Yeah.
So the road you follow is a road that takes you to Kaduna. If at any point in time, okay, even if you are going to use a Google map, the destination is what you will find, and then it will plot you from where you are to the destination. Again. Now, that's how life must run. You must see the end from now. When I'm old and frail, 90, what should my memories be? Now, when you decide what your memories should be at 90, plot that the memory of then, the memories you have then, will be the steps of today. So you should now then come back in time and say, okay, this is what I should be remembering when I'm 90. So this is how I should plot it. So you now plot yourself. That is working your way to the answer. You already know what the answer should be. And then you begin to work your way there, one after
the other. Yeah.
But the problem we have in most cases is we have people whose minds are so troubled by the forces of push and pull, so they are not able to sit down and plot the journey. Unfortunately, the moment you fall into that rat race, where you cannot pull yourself out of life and then look at it from afar, then plot what you should be doing, you continue to run around in circles.
Wow.
And then rely on luck. You understand? So I say that plot hard work for yourself. Plot a journey for yourself.
Plot.
Yes, plot hard work.
Well, yeah.
Plot a journey for yourself. Like I was telling a person, I said, okay, the problem that most young people nowadays make is the mistake they make is they want life to make sense now. They don't know that you plan life to make sense. You should plan it to eventually make sense.
Oh wow.
You understand? You are looking at something ahead that you want. You should plan how you get it. Not wake up in the morning and say, God bless me.
God bless
me. Nah. You should plan how
You are this miracle money.
I always say, that conversation I had with the friend the most. I told him, I said, I always tell people that whatever I do not have currently, I have not worked with. Because if I work for it, it doesn't matter the number of years it takes me, I'm going to get it. So if I don't have it, it means I have not done what it takes to happen. I would say find out what journey do you have to plot to get to that thing you are looking for. So you are in the midst of life, there's something pulling you from here, there's something pushing you from there, particularly life's responsibilities. You already got out of school, you need to work to make some money.
Yeah.
There's life pressure coming from home.
Yeah.
They want you to go and get married. Your relationship is not working out and all of that. What I always advise, shut yourself down. That's that again. Suffer.
It's not
it means you have to suffer. Yes. But shut yourself down. Pull yourself away from the situation. Look at it from outside of it. What do I have to do to make this better? But you stay in the midst of it and try to wriggle through, nothing will make sense. It won't. This is something I have done. I had to step out of everything. I was not working for 1 year and a half. I just told you. I was doing nothing. I was just sleeping and waking up. Hey, Lord, I suffered. I fried semo. Yeah, I fried semo. There were days I had nothing to eat. And I was just looking around. I had semo powder. I had small oil. I had salt. Okay, what do you do with this? And then I mixed it together. I fried it. It was like puff puff. Made a lot of sense. You know.
I should try.
But it gave me the chance to look at life from a higher pedestal. I rose above it all a bit and looked at it. Okay, how should my journey end? Where should I go? So I took one baby step after another. The moment I could see what it should be, I started paying the price, taking one baby step after another, and then luck began to happen. Began to happen. I was paying my price, and then luck began to happen. So one step after another, and then you find yourself right where you should be. So it could be faster.
It could be fast, it could be slower. Yeah.
But the moment you know you are on the journey you should be on, so if I want to remain in the broadcast industry, I know that I must make friends that elevate me within the broadcast industry.
All right.
Even if I'm not making so many friends within the broadcast industry, I know I should not populate my circle with friends who have no idea of where I'm going. At least I know that for sure. You understand? I was at the program in Ibadan recently, and then I was telling one of the guys sitting there, of course, I'm sure I'm older than him, and I was telling him, guy, I should double it for you. He said, why? I said, while I was still struggling to get into this industry, you were already a name. And now, standing before you here today, I'm the one talking to you, I'm the one addressing you. I said, it gives me joy. That in just the years I've given to this profession, I am here. You are there seated listening to me. It means luck has happened somewhere along the line. I paid my price and I'm here looking at someone who is at least 8 years ahead of me in the industry. seated, listening to me, learning from me. I said, guy, I should normally and say, bro,
Well done.
you try. You understand? So, if you're on that journey, if you plot that journey, just see it from when you're 90. Ask yourself, at the end of 90 years, what do I want to look back? Do you understand? So you're able to remove what is
Not there.
what is not supposed to be like that.
So finally, for this, trust me, this is final. I'm not a pastor. So finally, all of that you've said now, how does it impact your mental resilience?
Let me say I'm quite strong. Let's put that in the mix.
Listen, I put that in the mix.
Yeah, let's put I am stubbornly focused on what is next. So I think my mental state is too obsessed with what I'm doing.
To be bogged down. To be bogged down by anything.
Yeah. So I see it. I know that certain things are going to happen along the line. So I feel that, well, this is going to be part of the journey.
So you already have prepared to support yourself when that curveball comes.
James, if I walk into any relationship today, I know it can fail. Right? So it's a 50-50. This person came in, I allowed everything. So 50. So if it ends, as long as I ensured that they played the part they should be playing while we were together, I didn't just open the door to them and allow them walk in like that. You get to, as long as they played the part they were supposed to play while they were in it, I think I'm fine. Because it's still failing forward. You see me failing forward. For example, even if you're on the right journey, there are things you fail at.
Oh, definitely.
So I already know that a lot of prices will be paid. Just like I forgot the name now. Someone wrote and said, decide what you want from life, which is what I've said before, and then ask what price you have to pay. I have to pay something. So I always see them as, well, I had a delay in having a child in marriage. I didn't bother. I always told my wife, I am sure I will have a child. I'm very sure.
I just don't know the time.
So sometimes, now, the first time we were going to, the first time she got pregnant, this is a bit private, but I not to share. And then we lost that child. And then a few months after, my finances took a very terrible downturn. And then I told her that God must have known that that child will come as well.
No, you didn't.
I told you, I
No, you didn't say. No, I know you did. I know you tell yourself. No, you didn't tell her.
I did. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, he must have seen that, and I'm sure he didn't want me to have a child in Peru.
Oh my! What a mental space.
I always like to find an intentional reason for something like that.
Does that help you cope?
Yeah, that's my coping mechanism.
Okay,
I
good.
make peace. The moment I tell my wife, I say, the moment I make peace with an eventuality, it doesn't matter whether it happens.
Yeah.
I woke up while my dad was on the hospital bed. I walked up to the doctor and said, if this guy wants to die,
Let him go.
He said, why are you saying that? I said, I already made absolute peace with him departing. So if he wants to go, let him go. Because I've asked myself, okay, he's down with an illness that could ground him for the rest of his life. He will have to go to the hospital
almost every now and then.
I am sure, I told the doctor, I said, if I am my dad, I am very sure that I don't want to be remembered as the one who made my children useless taking care of me. So I am sure that's his thought. So if he wants to go, let's not put him on any life support. If this is time,
it is time.
It is time. Let him have his.
In that we are like. There's so many things that are like I'm not liking. We shouldn't be that alike. I'm female, please. Okay, so
Who asked you to be masculine?
I was going. How did you know the question I was going to ask? The question I was going to ask is you said you put on one of my posts the other day and said you better change your gender. Like, why? What's wrong with you?
So, well, you should find some place that works for you within the LGBTQ community. Oh my God. So that's I respect people's choices, but I feel you are too masculine to be in the body of a female. So.
And on that note, And on that note, this episode of Mindfully to Miche, and I sincerely have enjoyed this conversation. It was not what we were planning. We're going to now go ahead to have the conversation we actually plan to have, and I'm so grateful for this, because it's when people speak with me and ask me, and when I tell a bit of my story, like, how did you get to this point? How are you able to navigate? How are you? And like, most of the things that you have said today is how, like, being at peace with eventuality, being at peace with how other people will respond and react to you, being at peace with the part that you played in anything, because you have to take accountability. That makes it easier for your coping mechanism, or for you to develop a coping mechanism that would definitely serve you. Thank you, Adedayo Omo. Do you know why I'm pitying? I didn't say the person I'm pitying right now is the person that will transcribe this show.
Sorry.
All right, thank you. Until next time on Mindfully to Miche, love yourself, love your neighbor, love this country above all of this. Love God. It's the essence of your being. I said love yourself first. That's first. I said nah. Yourself most. Yes, nah. Yes, nah. Did you have to do that?
Yeah.
Oh my. All right, so you can imagine the kinds of conversation myself and this human has.
Yeah, this human.
Yes, this human. Yeah. Until next time, stay curious.